Okay, good evening, YouTube. Alright, as you can see, Instacart. Anyways, let me tell you about my day. I'm still finishing my last block or shift with Instacart. So today, this is how my day went. From 1 to 5, I did Instacart in Atlanta. I just said, let me try Atlanta and see how it goes. Because yesterday was a pretty good day. In 3 hours yesterday, I did about, I want to say about $70, 78, 70 bucks, something like that. Anyway, so today I only made $47.60. Now, some of y'all say, oh, that's good. No, it ain't. It is not good. So, I started with 2 deliveries only. Picked up from the Whole Foods off Ponce. One of the orders was like 10 bags in the Kirkwood neighborhood. And the person in the app, she said she wasn't going to be home to call the number. I was like, not going to be home? I'm going to have all these bags and they're not going to be home for the groceries. So I called the person on the number she left in the app. And it was like a Hispanic woman answered the phone. So she didn't understand what I was asking her. I was asking her, oh, this is Teresa from Instacart, and it stated that you weren't going to be home for the delivery. So when she couldn't really understand what I was saying, I said, okay, let me just go on to the house. So I show up at the house, the door was open, and I, dropped off her groceries and delivered. Went on about my way, went to the second delivery, which was off of Candler Road. Not the black section. It was the black section of Candler Road. Now, I like to always say there's 2 sections of Candler Road. Before you cross over Memorial Drive, that's the white folks section, but closer to Kirkwood neighborhood. When you cross over Memorial Drive and you hit Phillips AME Church, St. Philip's AME Church, going away from Memorial Drive, going down, then that's the black section of Candler Road. So I'm driving, and I was like, how in the world did Instacart says that when you have 2 deliveries in the same batch, one was delivered on time, then they said the other one's supposed to be delivered by, 6 minutes apart. So I'm driving. I'm like, this is no way that this is close. The Whole Food on Ponce all the way to Candler Road to these apartment complexes. Now, one of my biggest dreads when working in Atlanta is working in apartment complexes, particularly when there's like long steps, all these, and having all these bags. So I haven't even got a cart yet. So I said, I'm going to invest in me in a shopping cart or something. So luckily for me, it was only 3 items, 3 small bags. So I'm driving. I dropped that off, and that was late because when I followed the GPS, it told me to turn, and it was an apartment complex. But it would say, you're here. I was like, here where? But I have further ways to go in. I had to go in deeper into the apartment complex. So I'm walking up the stairs, gave her groceries, went about my business. Then I had another order to go to Publix. Went to Publix on Piedmont Place, right off of Monroe. It was 34 items, and I also got a $10 bump in pay because it was over $200 of groceries. So not only, let me tell you what happened. All right, I have about an hour and 4 minutes or something like that to shop. And that's shopping and scanning items and hitting delivery. You're timed for that segment. So I had all these things in these carts. And when I came up to the register, I said, may I have paper and plastic as well. Now, if I say paper and plastic, what is so hard of putting things, how to bag groceries? What is so hard about that? So the person, he was a cashier. Now, first of all, I should have known something was going to happen. The previous customer he had, I mean, he was as slow as I don't know what. He's like, he was like slow motion, slow. And just talking about nothing, It just, if somebody wanted, you could tell when people want to talk. You could tell when people want to chit chat. Now, people in trying, some people a little bit more diplomatic in a ways, but people ain't got time for you to be talking about some nonsense, and you like, where's the dang light? Just talking slow. Just bagging slow, ringing up things slow. So I got to him. So after I told him I wanted paper and plastic, and he's like, he gonna ring up some of the stuff and then gonna bag the stuff. I said, can you just finish ringing up everything first, then bag the groceries? Well, I'm just trying to I don't know what the hell he was talking about. Trying to do what? Can you just ring up the items and then bag the groceries or whatever the case may be? And I also have things at the bottom of the cart. Well, can you take it off the... I said, can you ring up the stuff that's on the belt first? It had all this stuff on the belt, and you talking about putting up all stuff up on the counter, and you ain't even started ringing up the items that was in front of you first. So at that point, then this other old white lady comes over there. She's supposed to be the bagger. So I told her, I said, excuse me, can you put them in paper and plastic? Is there any way how you want it? No, just put them in paper and plastic accordingly. If I have a whole bunch of box items, you put that in a bag, stacked up, not put... So anyway, so we going along. This is what he did. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said, well, goddamn. I'm looking like, really? Really? I didn't even say I was an Instacart or anything. I was like, oh. I said, take a deep breath, Teresa. Take a deep breath. After all of that, when we finally finished bagging up the groceries, I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and speed this process along. Because I was like, because the lady, she's like, well, what you want this? What you want in a paper bag? What you want in a paper? I said, ma'am, just do it accordingly in terms of item. If I have meat, put meat in a bag. Use your common sense. If you have cases of box of waters or juice or drinks or whatever, what do you think? So then they're gonna just throw the stuff in the cart. You just put eggs in a bag, and then you're gonna throw heavy items on top of the eggs. I said, wait a minute. You're putting heavy things on top of delicate items. They didn't even try to situate the stuff. So I got one of the paper bags. After they tried to put it on top of, then the whole bag ripped. It had olive oil and something, and all of that fell on the floor. I was like, here come the dumb cashier. Do you still want the items? I said, it's already been paid for. I would like the items to be replaced. I'm like, I said, you know what? Then they had this one little slow ass guy. I don't know. Maybe he was like semi-high-fry retarded or something. I don't know what was wrong. That's why we don't have customers bag groceries. And then I looked at him. I didn't say nothing at first. Then he started talking. They cut all this mess. I said, you know what? You need to be quiet before I hurt your feelings and say something to you. And after that, I can't see, and I guess whatever was in my mind at the time, I said, you dumb, I was like, I don't know why I started saying, I closed my eyes. I said, why is it I got these slow ass people, dumb asses? You sit up in here and just throw all that heavy stuff on top. I was like, I was just too through. I said, you know what? Really? So, at that point, I'm like, yes, I would like the same items that I'm paying for. I mean, what's the confusion? If I bought this, if the things were paid for and bought, I need that replaced. Who's gonna sit there and have greasy items and whatever was destroyed? So the assistant manager, he comes over there, and the other guy, he's come here following me, badgering me. What's your name? Who are you? I said, excuse me. I said, can you step away, get out of my space for one, and just replace these items that need to be replaced? At that point, the manager took care of it. They had a long line of customers ready to get served on the other register. They told him to get back on the register. He still come walking up on me. And I said, excuse me, you need to back off from me. He's trying to sit there and explain to man, I'm trying to help her, and she wouldn't let me help her, and I try to do this, and I said, he told him to walk away and get back to work. He's still arguing about trying to justify what he did and what he didn't do and everything else. So at that point, I finally left out the store with the assistant manager, and I gave him an earful. I said, you know what? I said, all I did was come into the store. I asked them, put it in paper and plastic only, and they just threw the stuff in the cart with delicate items. And I said, I don't understand what is so hard to pack a bag. And I said I told him, then after I told him, ring up the items, and he's going in slow. And then after that, I said, the main thing I did not appreciate was the fact that you sit up in here walking up against me, arguing over about what you didn't do. And then the other guy, the other sidekick guy, I don't know what, I know he's a little slow. But all that, I said that was the worst experience I've ever experienced.